Hello guys, welcome back to mathematics. Today we are going to learn how to convert units. And just because we use different units to measure the same thing, sometimes we need to convert from one to another. Let's say meters to feet. They are a length measure, but we can convert a lot of other units like units of pressure, volume, energy, mass, and a lot more. So what I'm going to show you today is how to use the conversion factors to convert units. So what's a conversion factor? It's called a factor because it's something that we multiply. Let's imagine you have 3 and you multiply it by a number, so you get the same result, 3. So that number should be 1, right? But then you can express that 1 as a fraction where the top and the bottom have the same value. For example, 5 over 5. If they both have the same value and are different from 0, then multiplying 3 times that is exactly the same 3. This 5 over 5 here is what we call a factor. And when it's using to convert units, that would be a conversion factor. Let's see how to use it. Let's imagine that you want to convert 3 kilometers to miles, and you have this equivalence. 1 mile is equals to 1.6 kilometers. So you are going to put the 3 kilometers and you are going to multiply by a factor that is going to be a fraction. What you put at the top is going to be the same as the bottom. It's just that at the bottom you are going to write the kilometers. That is going to allow you to cancel them out, and at the top you would have miles. So that means since the top and the bottom should be equivalent, you are going to use the equivalence that you were given. So 1 mile is equals to 1.6 kilometers. So you will have to do 3 times 1, which is 3, divided by 1.6, and the result is going to be given in miles. This result here is 1.875, which means 3 kilometers are the same as 1.875 miles. And remember, this is the one that we call the conversion factor. And just to clarify, in this exercise it worked because 0 miles is the same as 0 kilometers. So they are proportional units. So it just works for proportional quantities. It doesn't work, for example, to convert between Celsius degrees and Fahrenheit, because 0 Celsius degrees is not the same as 0 Fahrenheit degrees. But for all of the proportional quantities, we can use the conversion factors. Let's see some examples. So in this one, we need to convert 35 liters to gallons, and we have this equivalence here. So again, remember at the bottom, you should write the same unit you have, so you are going to be able to cancel them out. And at the top, the one that you want to find, in this case, gallons. So the equivalence is that 3.785 liters is 1 gallon. So this is the operation that we should do. We would do 35 times 1, which is 35, divided by 3.785. And that's going to give you 9.247. I'm going to cut it for 3 decimal digits. And this is given in gallons. But let's see what happens if you want to convert the same 35 liters, but you don't have how many liters is a gallon. You have the opposite. How many gallons is a liter? You could also do it. So you would write 35 liters times and then the conversion factor. Liters is still at the bottom and gallons at the top. So 1 liter in this case is equals to 0.264. And then you would do this multiplication here. 35 times 0.264, it's equals to 9.24 gallons. It's not exactly the same as the one that we get in the previous exercise, just because of the significant figures that we are using in each case. As you can see, we have 4 significant figures in this one, so the result is more exact. And in this one, we have just 3. So we are expecting just 3 significant figures correctly, but the operation is the same. There's another process that you might have heard. It's the rule of 3. In the rule of 3, you put, for example, liters and gallons side to side. And then you put the equivalence that you have, which is 1 liter is 0.264. So 35 liters is unknown. So the unknown is going to be equals to a cross multiplication here. You start with the line that doesn't include the unknown, and that's going to be multiplied at the top. 35 times 0.264 divided by the one that gets along with the cross multiplication with the unknown, so it's just 1. And that is again going to give you 9.24 gallons. If this one is clear for you, you can also use it. But when we have to convert 2 steps units, for example, I think the conversion factor is going to be easier for you guys. So let's check another example. In this one, we need to use 2 steps in order to do the conversion, because we need to convert from meters to inches, but we have to pass through centimeters first. Convert meters to centimeters and then centimeters to inches. Let's check how to do it. So we have the 3.5 meters, which is the amount that we want to convert, and we multiply it by a conversion factor. Meters at the bottom, so we can cancel them out, and the centimeters at the top. 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Cancel the meters, so for now we have centimeters. Since we want inches, we multiply by another conversion factor. This would be 2.54 centimeters, which is 1 inch. Again, we would cancel the centimeters out and the result would be given in inches. In this case, we multiply 3.5 times 100 and the result we divided by 2.54. That is going to give you 137.8. I'm just going to leave one decimal place. And this is going to be given in inches. 137.8 inches is 3.5 meters. So we call it 2 steps because we need to change to centimeters and then to inches. With the rule of 3, it would be a little bit longer, but you still could do it, guys. Now let's check what happens if we have 2 units in the same measure. For example, this one, we need to convert 12 meters per second to miles per hour. So both distance and time are going to change units. And we have the equivalences here, miles to meters and hours to seconds. So let's do it. 12 meters per second multiplied. So one conversion factor is going to be to change the meters by miles. So meters at the bottom, miles at the top. 1 mile is 1,600 meters. And we multiply another conversion factor that is going to help us to convert seconds to hours. Seconds is at the bottom, so we should put it at the top. And at the bottom would go the hours. So 3,600 seconds is just 1 hour. So the operation would be like this. Notice that we have some zeros to cancel, since some of them are at the top and other ones are at the bottom. So the operation to do would be 12 times 36 divided by 16. And like that you would get 27. And that is going to be given in meters cancels, seconds cancels, miles per hour, or mph. Miles per hour. For the last example, let's see how to convert square units. So for example, you have 12 square meters and you have the equivalence between feet and meters, but you also need a square feet and you are going to multiply by the conversion factor. Meters are at the top, so we need to put it at the bottom, and feet at the top since we want the answer to be in square feet. 1 feet is 0.3048 meters, and this is the conversion factor. But then we have square meters, not just meters. So what we would do is to take the whole factor and square it. That way we are going to have square meters and square feet. But don't forget that we also need to square this amount here before doing the division. So 12 divided by the result of this to the square. And that is going to give you 129.17. I'm just going to include 2 decimal places. And this is going to be given in square feet. Okay guys, now it's your time to practice. So please try to convert these units here. I'll give you the equivalences here at the bottom. Try to solve them and then come back to check your answers. So for this one, you should get 11.155. I'm going to leave 3 decimal places. Feet. For this one, you should get 4.167 with 3 decimal places. Hours. For this one, you should get 4,921.26, just with 2 decimals, feet. For this one, you should get 8.89 with 2 decimal places, meters per second. Okay guys, let me know if you had it correctly in the comments box. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Book your own lessons with me. And I leave you another interesting videos in the description. If you have any question, go ahead. I'm going to write it. I'm going to answer to you guys. Bye bye guys. See you next time.